I mean, I think I've been really affected by music ever since I was, ever since I could remember. I would always, when I was a little kid, would dance to music by the time I could walk. And, even witnessing a guitar would, like, affect me in this way. I'd watch my dad play guitar, and it would always really excite me, and I'd really just, like, stop in my tracks and want to listen to him. And I wanted to play, but there was kind of this part of me where I knew that, this dreadnought acoustic guitar, much too big for a 2-year-old to play. So it was kind of obvious that I wouldn't be able to, but it was always kind of in the back of my mind that when I were big enough, I would definitely be playing the guitar. I took guitar lessons from the ages of 12 to 18. It started off with like just guitar teachers at little guitar centers, then moved up to like professors who teach guitar lessons on the side, and then from the ages to 15, from 15 to 18, I studied with the Romeros, and that was really what that was my development right there with the Romeros, and then from 18, that's when I stopped taking guitar lessons for a lot of different reasons. It was becoming more expensive to find teachers who could teach at my level. They were getting to crazy prices. So I thought, why don't I just start working on myself, start my own development, and working with new ways of playing, working with my own compositions. Trying to find myself in music rather than having somebody else teach me. And so, ever since I was about 18 till now, I've really just developed my own sound with my own practice, my own development. So I started listening to a 12-string guitar player named James Blackshaw, and I knew he wrote all his own pieces, and then I got into the American primitivism style which he played, and listening to the instrument, it had this new sound. Something I was searching for a new sound at the time. I'd been playing classical guitar, and it's the only guitar I owned, and it was a sound that it was the resonance and the continuous qualities of it were really attracting to me, and then finally, several months down the road, I purchased a 12-string guitar, and it really was an incredible challenge. I think it was definitely that I was searching for a challenge. To me, it really is a different instrument from any 6-string guitar. The way you play it, the way you would compose a song is completely different. It's literally twice as hard to fret with the left hand, and the right hand requires twice as much precision, so you're not striking all these other strings. And certain songs I'd written for 6-string couldn't be played on the 12-string, and then certain songs I wrote for 12 strings that didn't sound good on a classical guitar. So I really started to see it felt like a completely different instrument at that point, and I love the dichotomy between the two. It felt like this branch in style, so it was more expansive with I had classical and all the 6-string, and then this new sound that had a lot of resonance and these continuous qualities, and more of like this folk feel, more like a rooted kind of genre, and I really loved the challenge of learning it. It took a while to even play it well. With the style of music I play, it really requires much longer nails, not only longer, but filed to a certain precision. And that's with any classical guitar player. But I've had to alter it somewhat since I introduced 12-string. They required slightly longer lengths to really create a substantial sound. But just the idea of filing your nails, not a lot of fingerstyle guitarists do it if they're not classically trained. But really, I remember it taking me about a year to actually find the shape of my nail, because there's so many different angles, and there's so much uniqueness with your the way your finger is shaped and the way your nail grows, and then you have to find that shape, and it can take a lot of trial and error with filing it, and it doesn't sound good, and it really affects the sound of the song immensely. If you file it short and then you let it grow out, you start to feel the process like, okay, it's too long, because all you're hearing is clicking, and you can't get dynamics, you can't let any of the skin touch it. It's all just nail, and there's not as much intimacy with it. It's more like playing with a pick.
lot for me to get here. Why would I mess it up by drinking and driving?
Come see free live music with the Guerrilla Radio concert series at the Bicknell Center. Featuring Burning Tide, Southbound 69, and Burning Icarus on October 30th. Star Noise and Trophy Room on November 9th. And Megan McCoy and Jonah Korn on November 12th. All shows are completely free to students and community members. Be there.
The songs we played together, we collaborated, those are actually songs I'd already written. A few of which were actually changed due to the cello being introduced, but it makes it a new song. I think when you introduce a new instrument, the dynamics do change. The overall feel of the song does change, and then playing together, there's with certain pieces. I think the ones I played classical guitar with, both instruments, the cello and the classical guitar, they're very expressive. And when you are able to perform with somebody who has that feel of their instrument, and they can just create the dynamics that they're feeling. And two people can get together and both feel the same way about a song. So like we have the song and we both sort of understand it. We both, at certain phrases, we know how it needs to sound. So when both people can understand the song and understand their instruments, it really creates an incredible experience, and it was really magnificent to play. Being born here and moving away when I was really, really young, but when I was here, I had that sort of desire for music that wasn't fulfilled yet. I wasn't developed on, and then to move back when I'm an adult and I have my own sound now, my own style in a sense, to have a concert that's really I've never had a concert that's been about me. It's always been I have like all these classical pieces I've been studying, and then I go and perform those, and then with other people perform after me. So there's never been a concert that's been just for me, with all of my original material for the most part, and it's really incredible by itself. And then to have that in my hometown, I think sort of that intimate kind of homecoming. I really thought that was nice. Ever since I was born, I was wanting to have music be a part of my life. Everyone has their own unique way of really expressing themselves in the most creative way possible, or just whatever it is they want to create. And some people, it's music, it's art, it's cinematography, there's all these different ways in which you express yourself. And I think that when you find what it is you want to do, what you're naturally skilled and talented at, I think the passion is the most important thing to have for it, because it's what keeps you grounded in why you're doing it in the first place. The love, to have that love for it, it makes life worth living. For music, I can convey things, ideas which I can't express in words. I feel certain ways that I can only express in music, so it gives you almost another way to communicate yourself.